Thanks for joining us here today. Cake, Soup, and More. I'm Marie Lockwood. Today's recipe is Cajun chicken Alfredo. It is a pasta. I've been doing a lot of those lately. Kind of happens in the winter. So let's see what we need. Okay, so for this recipe, we have to do 3 stages. First, we have our bote pasta, which is cooking in the pot behind me. Then we have our chicken. And this is just some of our boiled chicken that we did in the last episode. This is a little bit of Cajun seasoning. You don't need a whole lot, and like usual, the amounts will all be in the description box. So you're just going to take your chicken and put it into a larger bag with your Cajun seasoning. Squeeze most of the air out. It doesn't have to be perfect. You just want to give it a good shake. We want to make sure that Cajun seasoning is on all of the chicken, that it's all fairly coated. Doesn't have to be perfect. Alright, once that is done, we're going to pour about half a tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil into our skillet. We're going to add our chicken. And since this is already cooked, all we're really doing is giving it a nice little heat up. This is a better way to do it than the microwave, I think. We're just going to turn that on low. And we're just going to make sure that we get that completely heated and kind of cook that Cajun seasoning into there. You only want to cook it maybe 5 minutes, not a whole lot. Okay, and then we'll be back. Now that our chicken is heated up, I'm just going to continue to heat that for about a minute after it starts to sizzle. And my pasta still has 4.5 minutes. And you do want to do that per the box instructions. Now once your chicken is well heated, you do want to eat warm food, so you want to make sure it's completely heated up. Once you're sure on that, you're just going to move this behind us, and then we'll start on the Alfredo sauce. Move this behind me. It seems to be done now. Okay, so now we're going to make our Alfredo sauce. We're going to need 1 cup of milk, half a cup of water, and a little stick of butter. Okay, this is per the directions on, it's a mix. I don't like to make my own Alfredo because for whatever reason it comes out too thick, and I don't like the ones that come in jars because they come out really thick. So I prefer this one. It seems to be a nice kind of thin and light one. It's not real heavy, and so I like that better. Okay, so you're just going to follow the directions of whichever kind of sauce you ended up buying. If you prefer the jar, you go with the jar, but this is the one I like, and this is the store brand for Kroger. Alright, so after all of this is in, we're just going to wait for this to boil and get that butter all melted. And this takes about 5 minutes, which is going to be just about right because my pasta only has about 2 minutes left. And I got to let that sit and cool for just a bit and drain. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and add our mix. Now, if you decide to use a mix, be aware, usually you have to stir them constantly in order for them not to boil over or come out really gloppy. I don't like when they do that, so I prefer to stir it constantly so that I just get a nice smooth. Okay, so we'll be back in a few minutes. Okay, now that it's started to boil, we're going to turn that way down. And we're just going to simmer this for about 5 minutes. while we get the rest of our stuff prepared. Okay, now that our sauce is done, and you can see it's fairly thin. I really don't like it, like I said, when it's too thick. So what we're going to do is we're going to remove that from the heat, and using a large skillet, we'll pour that sauce in there. And once you've got all of your sauce in, we are going to take our chicken and add that in. You could actually make your chicken or heat your chicken in a larger skillet to begin with and not have to switch out so many skillets. I just forget how much bigger this pot is than the other one. Alright, so you just want to give that a good stir. You want to get that Cajun chicken mixed in with your Alfredo sauce pretty good. Alright, now once that is mixed, we are going to grab our pasta noodles that have drained. We're going to add those. And you want to get this well mixed so that each of your noodles has that creamy Alfredo and chicken on it. And like I said, if you like a thicker, heavier Alfredo sauce, you can use the jar kind, or you can make it yourself. But I prefer this one just because it's very thin and it spreads a little bit easier. So this is the one that I use. Okay, now that we have this well mixed, you're going to take your little bit of chopped green onion and add that in. And then again, just give it a nice little stir. Okay, and turn off the heat. We're going to let this sit for no more than a minute or so, and then it'll be ready to serve. Okay, so that is it for today. This is our Cajun chicken Alfredo. I hope you enjoyed it as much as my family does. If you have any suggestions of something you'd like to see us make on the show, put that in the comments below and I'll add it to the list. Otherwise, thanks for joining us here today. Cakes, Cooking, and More. I'm Marie Lockwood.